young man, he traveled through Russia with his uncle and two other singers, but they drafted him into the army, and he had to escape from there. When the guards that they bribed at the border started shooting at him and the others, they turned back, but he kept on going, and kept going for 92 years. We are crossing the border, we are crossing the border, we are crossing the border. Come go, come go, come go. He got passage to Nova Scotia, was married in Manitoba, shoveled dirt for the Canadian Pacific, carried sod when they built the hotel. The land was $1 an acre, but he was too careful to buy it. So when they found oil on it, he still had his story to tell. We are crossing the border, we are crossing the border, we are crossing the border. Come go, come go, come go. Then he moved down south of the border, by the mills of the Merrimack River. He pumped gas and kept store for a living. He raised up his daughter and sons. He'd sit at the head of the table, drinking Haig and Haig pinch bottle whiskey. And I'd wonder how someone so gentle could have done all the things that he'd done. We are crossing the border, we are crossing the border, we are crossing the border. Come go, come go, come go. He got old, he lived by the ocean. I went with my children to see him. He stared through his cataracts at them, but I think that he saw them just right. We buried him up in New England, and maybe that's home for the wanderer, but home is where the heart is. And my heart's with my Zadie tonight. We are crossing the border, we are crossing the border, we are crossing the border. Come go, come go, come go. Come go, come go, come go. How's the balance of the sound?
Okay.
It's good? Okay, how do you like that? That was Cyclone, and this is Paul Simon. This particular song I really related to very strongly back when it came out. I think it was in the late 60s probably. you're moving too fast. You got to make the morning last. Just kick it down the cobblestone, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Da 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 da, feeling groovy. Da 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 da, feeling groovy. Hello lamppost, what you knowin'? I come to watch your flowers growing. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do-do-da, feeling groovy, feeling groovy. Do-da-dee-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Da-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. I'm dappled and drowsy and ready to sleep. Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Life, I love you, all it's groovy. Da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Yes, feeling groovy. Slow down, move too fast. I always think, I have to think about that when I'm doing Tai Chi. I tend to do it too fast. Slow down, you're moving too fast. We're going to do a song from Bob Dylan now called Senor. And with Dylan, I'm going to a couple of songs from Dylan tonight. Trying to understand Dylan's songs with our normal intellect is not easy. So I'll say a little bit about it. It's a song where Dylan seems to be addressing God, asking for help, but finding that the kind of help that he needs is not easy to get from God. There are oblique references to the film Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid by Sam Peckinpah, which Dylan was involved in. We have two gunslingers in the film, which on the surface appear to represent good and evil, but Dylan is not sure, which just expresses his own moral uncertainty and need for divine clarification. There's also an oblique reference to the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, where the mariner is punished for killing an albatross, but then gets punished himself by God. He has to wear the dead albatross around his neck. Overall, the song expresses a lot of moral uncertainty and mystery in terms of the meaning of life, seen especially in the last two lines of the song. So, in that respect, I think it's a very Jewish song. Senor, Senor, do you know where we're heading? Lincoln County Road or Armageddon? Seems like I've been down this way before. Is there any truth in that, Senor? Senor, Senor, do you know where she is hiding? How long we're gonna be riding? How long must I keep my eyes glued to the door? Will there be any comfort there, Senor? There's a wicked wind still blowing on that upper deck. There's an iron cross still hanging down from around her neck. There's a marching band still playing in that vacant lot, where she held me in her arms one time and said, forget me not, Senor, Senor, Senor. I can see that painted wagon, I can smell the tail of the dragon. Can't stand the suspense anymore. Can you tell me who to contact here, Senor? before I stripped and kneeled was that train a load of fools bogged down in a magnetic field. A gypsy with a broken flag and a flashing ring said, son, this ain't a dream no more, it's the real thing. Senor, senor, you know their hearts as hard as leather. Well, give me a minute, let me get it together. I'm just gonna pick myself up off the floor. I'm ready when you are, senor. Senor, senor, let's disconnect these cables, overturn these tables. This place don't make sense to me no more. Can you tell me what they're waiting for, senor? Can you tell me what we're waiting for, senor? Can you tell me what we're waiting for? Disconnect these cables. All right.
Or reconnect.
Genesee in 1975. I remember it was Scott Muni. Some of you may remember him. I think it was WMCA or something. He put her on. It was the late 60s. The 14-year-old phenom, Janice Ian. And a few years later, she wrote this song, At 17. I learned the truth at 17, that love was meant for beauty queens and high school girls with clear-eyed smiles who married young and then retired. The Valentines I never knew, the Friday night charades of youth was spent on one more beautiful. At 17 I learned the truth, and those of us with ravaged faces, lacking in the social graces, desperately remained at home, inventing lovers on the phone who called to say, come dance with me, and murmured vague obscenities. It isn't all it seems. At 17, a brown-eyed girl and hand-me-downs, whose name I never could pronounce, said, pity please the ones who serve, they only get what they deserve. Rich relations, hometown queen, marries into what she needs with a guarantee of company and haven for the elderly. I remember those who were in the game, who lose the love they sought to gain, in debentures of quality and dubious integrity. The small town guys would peep at you in no surprise when payment due exceeds accounts received. At 17, those of us who knew the pain of Valentines that never came, and those whose names were never called when choosing sides for basketball. If so long ago and far away. The world was younger than today, when dreams were all they gave for free. So ugly dog with girls like we all play the game, and when we dare, we cheat ourselves at solitaire, inventing lovers on the phone, repenting of their lives unknown, that call and say, come dance with me, and murmur vague obscenities to ugly girls like me. At 17. And all of those with ravaged faces, lacking in the social graces, desperately remained at home, inventing lovers on the phone, who calls to say, come dance with me, and murmur vague obscenities. It wasn't all it seems. It's 17. We have to stop sometime. And here's something else from Paul Simon. Whoops. Very simple. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 1,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, do not know silence like a cancer road. Hear my words that I might teach you, take my arms that I might reach you, but my words silent raindrops fell and echoed in the wells of silence, and the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, whispered in the sounds of silence. Within the sound of silence. Beautiful melodies. I love those melodies. Now, Peter Yarrow from Peter, Paul and Mary wrote this song, and we used to play here at the Roosevelt String Band. It was originally had Paul Prestipino as one of the main players. Paul passed this summer, so he's not here with us, but this was his favorite song, and he was the sideman for Peter, Paul and Mary for many years. This was his favorite of Peter Yarrow's songs. They didn't write too many songs, Peter, Paul and Mary. Peter Yarrow, we're going to do two of his tonight. This one is called The Great Mandala, and it's really a father speaking about his son who's protesting the war in a very serious manner. And then the chorus seems to be more Peter Yarrow speaking, or sort of the narrator, you might say, or the songwriter. The one who's telling the story. So I told him that he'd better shut his mouth and do his job like a man. And he answered, listen, Father, I will never kill another. He thinks he's better than his brother who died. What the hell does he think he's doing to his father who brought him up right? Take your place on the great mandala as it moves through your brief moment of time. Win or lose now, you must choose now. And if you lose, you're only losing your life. Tell the jailer not to bother with his meal of bread and water today. He is fasting till the killing's over. He's a martyr, he thinks he's a prophet, but he's a coward, he's just playing a game. He can't do it, he can't change it, for it's been going on for 10,000 years. Take your place on the great mandala as it moves through your brief moment of time. Win or lose now, you must choose now. And if you lose, you're only losing your life. safe now. Hunger stopped him. He lies still in his cell. Death has gagged his accusations. We are free now. We can kill now. We can hate now. Now we can end the world. We're not guilty. He was crazy. And it's been going on for 10,000 years. Take your place on the great mandala as it moves through your brief moment of time. Win or lose now, you must choose now. And if you lose, you're only losing your life. And if you lose, you're only losing your life. Yeah. And now something from Leonard Cohen. He's the Canadian of the bunch. Every time I told people I'm doing American, Jewish American singer-songwriters, and I said we're doing Leonard Cohen, they said, but he's from Canada. And they're right. So this is Cohen giving voice to the biblical Isaac, more fully even than the Torah, you might say. Here he suggests the trust and the terror felt by the very young Isaac as his father takes him to an unknown place for an unknown reason, at least to Isaac. He brings the tale up to the present through the voice of Isaac, who asks us to stop sacrificing our children to settle age-old grievances. Cohen himself treasured and owned his Jewish upbringing, even as he questions and challenges one of its most poignant moments. It opened slowly. My father, he came in. I was 9 years old. He stood so tall above me, and his blue eyes, they were shining, and his voice was very cold. He said, I've had a vision, and you know I'm strong and holy. I must do what I've been told. And so we started up the mountain. I was running, he was walking, and his axe was made of gold. Build these altars now to sacrifice these children. You must not do it anymore, for you never had a vision, and you never have been tempted by the devil or the Lord. You who stand above them now, your hatchets blood and bloody, you were not here before. When I lay upon the mountain, my father's hand was trembling with the beauty of the word. Call me brother now, forgive me if I ask, according to whose plan? And when all has come to dust, I will kill you if I must. I will love you if I can. And may I never learn to scorn the body out of chaos born, the woman and the man. Have mercy on our uniform, man of peace, man of war. The peacock spreads his fan. The door it opened slowly. My father, he came in. I was 9 years old. He stood so tall above me, and his blue eyes, they were shining, and his voice was very cold. He said, I've had a vision, and you know I'm strong and holy. I must do what I've been told. So he started up the mountain. I was running, he was walking, and his axe was made of gold. It actually went up in tuning. Can you look at it? Oh, this one didn't. Oh, the rain, it affects the strings. Does it affect your harmonicas?
The rain?
Yeah.
Only if I get wet. Even maybe
Not that much. All right. What's next? Let's see. Oh, this is a Dylan tune. It's called Shelter from the Storm. It expresses a kind of a confession and a lesson learned, as it also expresses a spiritual, existential, poetic rumination on love lost. Some compare it with poems by W.B. Yeats or Rainer Maria Rilke. Dylan was dealing with the separation from his wife and longtime muse, Sarah, when he wrote this. It's peppered with religious imagery and subtle biblical references, words like salvation and innocence. I played this for my daughter a couple weeks ago out in California, and she said, it's just saying that no matter what happens, things will get better. I said, you know, I think I'm going to say that. Came out in 1974, released on his 15th album, Blood on the Tracks. In another lifetime, one of toil and blood, when blackness was a virtue and the road was full of mud, I came in from the wilderness, a creature void of form. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. If I pass this way again, you can rest assured I always do my best for her, on that I give my word. In a world of steel-eyed death and men who are fighting to be born, come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Not a word was spoke between us, there was little risk involved. Everything up to that point had been left unresolved. Try imagining a place where it's always safe and warm. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. I was burned out from exhaustion, buried in the hail, poisoned in the bushes, and blown out on the trail. Hunted like a crocodile, ravaged in the corn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Suddenly, I turned around, she was standing there, with silver bracelets on her wrists and flowers in her hair. She walked up to me so gracefully and took my crown of thorns. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. There's a wall between us, something there's been lost. I took too much for granted, got my signals crossed. Just to think that it all began on a long forgotten morn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Well, the deputy walks on hard nails, the preacher rides a mount, but nothing really matters much, it's doom alone that counts. And the one-eyed undertaker, he blows his funeral horn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. I've heard newborn babies wailing like a mourning dove, and old men with broken teeth stranded without love. Do I understand your question, man? Is it hopeless or forlorn? Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. In a little hilltop village, they gambled for my clothes. I bargained for salvation, they gave me a lethal dose. I offered up my ignorance and got repaid with scorn. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. In a foreign country, and I'm bound to cross the line. Beauty walks a razor's edge, someday I'll make it mine. If I could only turn back the clock to when God and her were born. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Now here's one from Leonard Cohen. This will be the first time I've ever performed it in public. And he wrote this song while singing for the soldiers during the Yom Kippur War. So I thought it was kind of relevant today. I bet you some of you have seen the new film the last few months, Golda. And,
Yes.
so that puts you right in the Yom Kippur War. The whole film is really right there. And he wrote it to soldiers during that war. And some see it as a conversation with God. The last two verses, which I'm going to do, did not make it onto the album. Yet when you hear them, you might be, I was amazed at how relevant and even prophetic they appear to be in what's going on right now. But the rest of the song, it's not, doesn't seem directly relevant, but maybe you'll see it. It's called Lover, Lover, Lover. I asked my father, I said, Father, change my name. The one I'm using now is covered up with fear and filth and cowardice and shame. Yes, and lover, 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 come back to me. Lover, 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 come back to me. He said, I locked you in this body. I meant it as a kind of trial. You can use it as a weapon or to make some woman smile. Yes, and lover, 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 come back to me. Lover, 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 come back to me. Then let me start again, I cried. Please let me start again. I want a face that's fair this time. I want a spirit that is calm. Lover, 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 come back to me. And lover, 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 come back to me. I never turned aside, he said. I never walked away. It was you who built this temple. It was you who covered up my face. Yes, and lover, 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 come back to me. Lover, 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 come back to me. And may the spirit of this song, may it rise up pure and free. May it be a shield for you, a shield against the enemy. Yes, and lover, 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 come back to me. Lover, 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 come back to me. And here are the two verses that didn't make it on the album. I went down to the desert to help my brothers fight. I know that they weren't wrong. I know they weren't right. But bones must stand up straight and walk, and blood must move around. And men go making ugly lines around the holy ground. Yes, and lover, 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 come back to me. And lover, 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 come back to me. And lover, 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 come back to me. he was brought up in the South, I think. I know he lived mostly in North Carolina. I don't think he was born there. There was a mill in Aragon, Georgia that was built in 1898 that had a number of incarnations until 2002 when it was destroyed by fire. It's one of a whole bunch of songs that are written about the loss of traditional landmarks. It's called Aragon Mill. At the east end of town, at the foot of the hill, stands a chimney so tall that says Aragon Mill. But there's no smoke at all coming out of the stack, for the mill has pulled out and it ain't a-coming back. And the only tune I hear is the sound of the wind as it blows through the town. Weave and spin, weave and spin. Now I'm too old to work, and I'm too young to die, and there's no place to go for my old man to die. There's no children at all in the narrow empty streets. The rooms have all gone, it's so quiet I can't sleep. And the only tune I hear is the sound of the wind as it blows through the town. We've been spinning, we've been spinning. It's the only life I know. Tell me where will I go? Tell me where will I go? And the only tune I hear is the sound of the wind as it blows through the town. We've been spinning, we've been spinning. Foot of the hill stands a chimney so tall that says Aragon Mill. All right, here's something else from Bob Dylan. It came out in 1965, and it's called Highway 61 Revisited. And Highway 61 is a real road. It runs from where Dylan came from, Duluth, Minnesota, to New Orleans, and was a major transit path for Southerners heading north to Chicago, St. Louis, and Memphis. For Dylan, it was the road that brought him down to the blues music he so loved, to where Robert Johnson reportedly sold his soul to the devil. You ever hear about that? Yeah. And he became a renowned musician. You could call it Desolation Road because it would give you the Tombstone Blues, singing the ballad of the Thin Man, whose destiny was to walk like the devil, or excuse me, to live like a rolling stone. Oh, God said to Abraham, kill me a son. Abe says, man, you must be putting me on. God say no. Abe say what? God say you can do what you want, Abe, but the next time you see me coming, you better run. Well, Abe says, what you want, there's killing done. God says, out on Highway 61. nobody knows. Wife at the apartment wouldn't get no clothes. He asked, boy, Howard, where can I go? Howard said, there's only one place I know. Sam said, tell me quick, man, I gotta run. Oh, Howard just pointed with his gun. He said, that way down on Highway 61. Well, Mac the painter said to Louis the King, got 40 red, white, and blue shoestrings and 1,000 telephones that don't ring. Do you know where I can get rid of those things? And Louis the King says, let me think for a minute, son. He says, yes, I think it can be easily done. Just take everything down to Highway 61. All right. Now the fifth daughter on the 12th night told the first father that things weren't right. My complexion, he said, is much too white. He said, come here, slip it into the light. He says, you're right. Let me tell the second mother this has been done. But the second mother was with the seventh son. They were both out on Highway 61. Roving gambler, he was very bored. He was trying to create a next world war. He found a promoter who nearly fell off the floor. He said, I never engaged in this kind of thing before, but yes, I think it can be very easily done. We'll just put some bleachers out in the sun and have it out on Highway 61. All right, take us out, guys. Here on harmonica. This guy lives up in Brooklyn. This is Noemi Bolton. She lives up in Flemington. And I'm David Brinsky. I live in Princeton, New Jersey, actually, nowadays. I used to live in Roosevelt. 40 years I lived in Roosevelt with my wife, Naomi. And now we're going to do something from Paul Simon, 1965. It's a very interesting song to me. Uncovers a little bit about the human character structure. This is key of F. That's right, right? Yeah. A winter's day in a deep and dark December, I am alone, gazing from my window to the streets below, a freshly fallen silent shroud of snow. I am a rock, I am an island. I build walls, a fortress deep and mighty, that none may penetrate. I have no need of friendship, friendship causes pain. It's laughter and it's loving I disdain. I am a rock, I am an island. Don't talk of love, well, I've heard that word before. sleeping in my memory. I won't disturb the slumber of feelings that have died. If I never loved, I never would have cried. I am a rock, I am an island. I have my books and my poetry to protect me. I'm shielded in my armor, hiding in my room, safe within my room. I touch no one and no one touches me. I am a rock, I am an island. And a rock feels no pain, and an island never cries. Down the backstretch here. Let's see, where are we? Yeah, let's do two more songs. I think it's good enough for today. This first one of the two, My Back Pages, from Bob Dylan. It's kind of a shockingly honest song. Dylan takes a clear-eyed look at his former self and skewers him unmercifully, calling him a prejudiced, sentimental, simple-minded, dogmatic. his earlier self. It was an expression of his rejection of the idea that people should look to him for political or social leadership. Now, the chorus or the key line, it was so strange when I first heard it. I mean, and it's still strange. I mean, it's very strange, and you never forget it. And you'll hear it in a minute if you don't know it already. The song is called My Back Pages. Crimson flames fly through my ears, rolling high in mighty traps. Pounce with fire on flaming roads, using ideas as my maps. We'll meet on edges soon, said I, proud 'neath heated brow. But I was so much older then, I'm younger than now. Half-rack prejudice leap forth, rip down all hate, I scream. Lies that life is black and white, spoke from my skull I dream. Romantic facts of musketeers, foundation deep somehow. But I was so much older then, I'm younger than now. Girls' faces form the forward path from phony jealousy to memorizing politics of ancient history, flung down by corpse evangelists, unthought of those from how. But I was so much older then, I'm younger than now. A self-ordained professor's tongue, too serious to fool, spouted out that liberty is just equality in school. Equality, I spoke the word as if a wedding vow. Pray not that I become my enemy in the instant that I preach. My pathway led by confusion hopes mutiny from stern to bow. I was so much older then, I'm younger than now. Yes, my guard stood hard when abstract threats too noble to neglect deceived me into thinking I had something to protect. Good and bad, I define these terms quite clear, no doubt, somehow. I was so much older then, I'm younger than now. We're going to finish up with a song from Peter Yarrow. And this is my wife Naomi's favorite Hanukkah song, and I think it's mine too. It might be all of yours as well. And it's really a good message for always, and for now maybe more than ever. Light one candle for the Maccabee children, with thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. But light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Sing along if you like. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, that anger won't tear us apart. And light one candle to bring us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. What is the memory that's valued so highly, that we keep it alive in that flame? What's the commitment to those who have died, when we cry out they've not died in vain? Have we come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail? And this is the burden, and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our